We're gonna watch the Galaxy's Pause video now. Again, I edited this video, but I think it's fun. I think it's a good video.
This is where it all ends. The final mystery in the light and darkness saw... Okay, that was a joke. But what isn't a joke is that this area is real. And to the underground circle that knows of its existence...
Is this skybox even used? I don't even think this skybox is used anywhere in the game, is it? Like, the actual, like, floor isn't for sure, but I don't even think this skybox is.
Is the Galaxy Pools. But before we get into what the Galaxy Pools is, we need to rewind and figure out how we got here in the first place. Player by the name of Froggy618157725.
I still think Shadowkeep is worse than Lightfall.
Well-known player in the Out of Bounds community made it his mission to be able to get back to one of his favorite areas, the Shard of the Traveler. Hidden within the Dark Forest, this was the area from the Red War campaign where you
Shout out to this guy for uploading this fucking cutscene as well.
Froggy was also part of a bigger group, known as the Escape Artists. A group of elite out-of-bounds explorers that now had their sights set on...
I remembered this clip from like an old video and I want to go back to find it.
Froggy also uploaded a YouTube video, issuing a challenge to anybody who could help him reach the
Oh,
shard.
Hello. I also love Froggy speaking here.
Uploaded a YouTube video,
I love how Froggy
challenge
his
to
videos.
anybody who could help him reach the shard.
Hello, Froggy here, and I am issuing something of a challenge here. So there have been a couple of places.
Froggy here. Oh, bro, I edited this ad like 4 weeks ago or something.
The light of day is
Then I forgot about
extremely
it.
hard work. It makes me super hungry. So surely there will be an answer under this rock.
Bro, I have so much green screen footage of Sweat for these ads. It's great. Wait, I have so much green screen footage of Sweat. I used a bit of it the other day on Twitter. Wait. Here we have a wild VTuber in their natural habitat. It's just me in the middle of this New York alleyway.
Usually streaming for degenerate hours.
Oh, this is true, by the way. This is true. I've got 90 hours of Elden Ring footage sitting on my computer, on my computer right now.
The following year, Bungie released the Beyond Light expansion, and with it they removed the first 3 years worth of content, which included the Red War campaign. Was it even still possible to reach the shard anymore? Or let alone the Dark Forest? Was it removed with the Beyond Light changes? Even after claiming they got rid of the Red War campaign?
Right. It took me way too long to find that DCV original blog post. It took me like 20 minutes or something, which I should just find with a Google search, like a simple Google. Hey Kate, I'm ready whenever you're ready. I went live a bit early, so. So yeah, I'll be here whenever.
This area still existed, but unfortunately, they still had no way to get in.
Oh, Kate, sure what was also funny? So I was in a group chat with all these guys for this video, so I could just like ask some questions to make sure I was getting things in the right order and stuff. And like there was like a bunch of pictures of some of the screenshots they were sending, and they just had Abby in them, and I was like, what the fuck? My worlds are colliding. It was crazy. It was like wild.
A couple weeks passed, then a surprising Discord call that was about to blow everything wide open. During one of the Escape Artists' normal Discord
What's this video for? It's the Galaxy Pause video, talking about how some of the guys came up with the strats and techniques and how they eventually got in and stuff.
A player by the name of AZ1 appeared and dropped into the Discord.
Friends with him? Yeah. Wait, is Froggy? Who was in this group chat? Froggy was in here. Corolla. Gerbsnow. Salvo. Yeah, there's a bunch of
Discord call. AZ1 had saw what the Escape Artists were trying to reach and just so happened to have
all these people? Bruh. My worlds, man.
Funny lines of code in their PC to fly over and check and see if it was actually accessible.
I've been advised by my legal team to let you guys know that I do not condone cheating in the popular online video game Destiny 2.
Thank you, Dave. More recent videos.
AZ1 not only confirmed their suspicions on the existence of the load zones they were looking for by loading in through patrol, there was confirmation of another load zone off in the distance that had been speculated to exist from the Red War. Quarantine Sector 236. Weirdly enough, this wasn't the same Quarantine Sector 236 from the original Red War mission. This one was missing the interior building structures and was pretty bare bones. But aside from finding all that, AZ1 actually managed to stumble upon Destiny 2's most well-kept...
Oh, bro, I had to... Bro, we uploaded this video, and the song that was originally in this part, in this section, got copyright claimed, even though we've used the song like multiple times before. It was really annoying. You pretty sure Javi's in a call with Gab right now? Well, GG.
secret. This is the Galaxy Pools.
So I just use this. This is from Beyond Light, right? This song. I think this is battle already. I can't remember. I just used it. I just need to find something quick.
There was a lot more at stake, and they decided to double down on their efforts. Could this area actually be reached without cheating? In order for a player to reach the lift and hit the correct load zone to be able to bring them into the Galaxy Pools, there were a couple roadblocks that needed to be hurdled.
It's not for me.
The escape artist needed to find a way to correctly navigate through the Dark Forest,
it's interesting,
which is actually
sure.
split into 3 parts. Normally, the connections
It's like a
between
nice,
these zones are riddled.
It's cool to see what's like. It's cool to see like the things that they were working on, like the dev
needed to find a way
kind of
through.
areas, right?
About a month later,
I think that's
things
cool.
started heating up. They had finally reached the second part of the Dark Forest. All thanks to Henry. Through a lot of brute forcing,
what ideas they
Henry
were
had
working
stumbled
on
across a tunnel
the
that
dev areas
connected
and
the
stuff.
first and the
I think that's
second
cool.
zone without hitting a death barrier.
I'm just
After
too lazy
this
to figure out
discovery,
to like try
everything
to do
started
stuff.
to fall into place. A few hours later, Henry had yet again found the next tunnel bridge between zones 2 and 3. Now that the escape artists had reached all 3 areas of the Dark Forest, they needed a way to bridge them to the Galaxy Pool's lift load zone. They would soon find out that there was one more huge obstacle that stood in the way. Normally in Destiny load zones, there are a set of boundaries that try to keep players within what the game considers playable space. These boundaries are called the box. Similar to a boxing ring, if you try to run against the boundaries, it will push you back in bounds. The only way to get through these boundaries is to utilize an ability with pushing capabilities stronger than the boundaries, like a shoulder charge or an eager edge sword. While these options are great for counteracting a push barrier, it's usually not enough to get all the way through. This was the last piece of the puzzle blocking the escape artists from achieving glory. They needed to find a way to break the box, blocking them from reaching the load zone to the Galaxy Pools lift. In mid-April of 2021, they did just that. With a group effort from
it was a bit. Also, was a bit annoying to like piece the story together. Was like this video wasn't posted till June because they didn't like they kept Dropbox secret for like 3 or 4 months. So they figured it out in April, but they didn't talk about it until June. So all the videos I had like labeled as June or July, and they're like, oh, and I was like, wait, but then this video is from earlier, but it's from a thing else.
Eternity, JB3,
But like, they kept it secret so like Bungie wouldn't patch it.
Mad, and Corolla, they were not only able to break the box, but they discovered the second most broken piece of tech in Destiny history. This is the Dropbox method.
You'll want to dismount your sparrow so that it will
I love Froggy's voice, by the way.
fall off the edge and give you the ride sparrow prompt. You then look at the upside down sparrow to hold the prompt, and make sure you have direct line of sight to get onto your dropped sparrow.
The Dropbox took advantage of a slip-up in Bungie's game programming. By lining up 2 sparrows, players would be able to transfer the ride sparrow prompt from one.
When I do these videos, right? Like I think like half the time is actually putting the video together. Another half of the time is finding the right piece of music to put there. You gotta find something that's good, fitting, and like not gonna get DMCA'd. It's really fucking hard. Like it's me in like I just type in like what like I want like spooky video game music, and then I type that in, right? See that? Here's one. Spooky Halloween music. And then it's me in like what? So, no one posted timestamps for this one? Fuck, or are they in the description? Yeah, okay. It's me like clicking through these descriptions of these like hour, 2 hour long music compilations, finding a good song. It's like, oh, well, from a video
to
game.
another, essentially allowing them to teleport from one sparrow to the other by simply holding Ride Sparrow. For this, we are going to label 2 sparrows. Sparrow A being your fire team member's sparrow that needs to be flipped upside down. Sparrow B being your sparrow that you want to throw off the edge and will pass through the
Why is the text like really
box barrier,
watched
since
on
vehicles
this?
are not treated the same as players and will be able to pass through the box barrier no problem. For some reason, if you walk next to Sparrow A while it is upside down, you will see the Ride Sparrow prompt, which is unusual. If this was your sparrow, you would normally see a Flip Sparrow prompt. So by holding Ride Sparrow on Sparrow A while Sparrow B is falling off the map and has passed through the box barrier, you will be teleported to your sparrow, allowing you to break the box. The Dropbox method was groundbreaking. This meant that the ability to break the box on the way to the galaxy pools was possible, but this didn't make
and like, this was almost done. This is like one of the last things I did. I needed something to put in this thing, and they just sent me a bunch of clips of this. Like, I thought this was really funny. That you could do it with the tank as well.
There were a couple of theorized spots that they had found to potentially get out of the box in the Dark Forest, but the biggest issue with the Dropbox point is it's actually in an area where you're not allowed to spawn your sparrow. That meant for each attempt, they would have to perfectly infinite sparrow fly all the way from the sludge through tight corridors to the drop-off point. Not to mention having to make sure that one of the sparrows lands upside down for the Dropbox method to work. While this did work, any issues further along the way after breaking the box would mean a complete reset and doing the initial setup again. Discouraged but adamant, they searched for a midway point. They decided to head over and explore the other potential candidate for box breaking, Quarantine Sector 236.
Alright.
About a month earlier,
I needed to keep that in.
there was actually another piece of tech that Froggy,
That was really
Corolla,
funny.
and Gerbsnail had found called an interdimensional res breach, or IRB. IRB allowed them to trick the
Interdimensional
game
res
into placing
breach.
a player's ghost somewhere where it doesn't belong. And with some wiggling and brute forcing, they could use that to pop through the floor. This would be the trick to actually finally being able to get into Sector 236. After finally reaching it, this zone gave them an unexpected surprise that would actually change everything. Quarantine Sector 236 allowed players to spawn sparrows in the load zone. Getting here wasn't any easier than the other setup, but this meant no more hours of tedious flying and setup just for one attempt. All they needed to do was find a good candidate spot to break the box. Funny enough, this area actually held one more secret that doesn't exist anywhere else in Destiny. This area has breakable trees.
This is crazy as well. Like, there's a whole like this is obviously just something that was like an idea, and it obviously they just didn't find a good implementation for it or whatever. Let's say it's like an early dev thing they probably did, and it's like, it's probably just not worth doing. Like why would we need breakable trees, right? It's like kind of whatever.
Using a charged melee, they just crumble.
Or a
With
system
this
that didn't
insane
work.
discovery, they were
That's
on the
pretty
brink
cool,
of
though.
glory. After
That,
a very
like, it's
successful
still in the
day,
game.
They decided to have one of their friends hold
It is crazy how this is still in the game, but I feel like it's probably one of those things that if they remove it, it breaks like 20 other things, though, right? Is it probably code that's like tied to this, which is still what
the
used in the
checkpoint
game?
so that they could get some well-deserved rest. This was it. Matt had broken the box.
Like, there's
Began to
literally no
infinite
reason for
sparrow
this to
fly
be in the
towards
game
the load
anymore,
zone.
because
With
it's
both
literally
Froggy and
like
Corolla
areas of the
helping
game that
guide
aren't
him
in
from
the game.
afar, Mad exited his sparrow and began to fly around, looking for the lift to pull him. He hit the lift. Then he used his Titan stasis melee to counteract the lift trying to pull him up, dropping far enough down to finally hit the unnamed load zone.
I hit the load. I hit the fucking load. I hit the load.
Yeah, he did
I hit the
it!
load.
After years of hard work, it had finally happened. Someone had actually reached
But
the
that's his
galaxy pools
footage. His
without
footage was just
no-clipping.
broken.
Oh my god.
His clip was just like,
happening.
Yeah.
We are here.
Dude, insane.
Oh my god, we're at the pools. We're at the fucking
It's
pools.
So your fire team is
Let's
closed.
go.
But we're not here to celebrate one person. This was the hard work of many brilliant individuals, and their efforts and brilliance deserve to be celebrated. This is how the escape artist found Bungie's most well-kept secret. So, what are the galaxy pools?
I wanted to use this as the thumbnail. This was sitting in the tub. But I feel it was hard to crop it without the webcam being there.
Well, we don't exactly know. In the lift on the way to the galaxy pools, you can actually see some hexagonal shards similar to those in the corridors of time scattered across the field. Could have something to do with that, or maybe not. We really don't know. All we know is that the galaxy pools has actually existed in Destiny 2 since the game launched, and have yet to see it used. Maybe it really is where it all ends. Funny thing is that Bungie must have taken notice of the escape artist findings some months later, as the Dropbox method was actually patched. The escape artist shrugged it off as if it was nothing, and actually published another method to be able to get there shortly after, called Syncbox. As of this video's publication, Syncbox is still working, so if you'd like to use it to get to the galaxy pools for yourself, I'll leave a link to a tutorial down in the description below. Warning, it is not an easy thing to get there. I was actually given a chance to ride there myself. I was thrown in the backpack and very quickly realized how complex and difficult it actually is to reach the galaxy pools. It really put into perspective how crazy it is that something this big can exist, and so little players actually know of its existence, and how long it's been around. Finally, I have to give a huge thank you to all these wonderful people in the Out of Bounds community, especially Froggy with helping me put this video together. Thank you for watching.
Out of all of like the galaxy pools footage from Sweat's stream, like 75% of it is just trying to sync bugs. Yeah, nah, that was a fun video to put together. Free video, thank you. Well, it was Sweat's idea, obviously, but it was fun to put together. And will I go there? Nah, I'm too lazy.